This is going to be the gameplay section for my try-hard vet build. This is the build that I would typically be running on stream or for challenge runs. And I'm pretty sold on this gameplay format of spending 3 minutes doing the gameplay or clearing out the first room. Whichever one comes first, really. We really want to create some space between us and these bulwarks. I will gladly take this hit if it, it didn't kill one of these guys, but it got us close. Oof, that was a rough first room for solo. So here we can build up some marksman's focus. And this is the thing about marksman's focus. It's more about just picking your targets. All I gotta do is kill a few of these little guys before killing the stronger enemies. And as you saw, the damage boost is really rather substantial. And it's just free. Well, it's free when you use it like that. Oh. The worst knife gameplay known to mankind. Alright, this is usually the hard part. Like, this is where crazy amounts of shit are gonna spawn as soon as I walk through here. Oh, cool. Gunners. Hopefully before the 3 minutes is up, I'll be able to show you a cool synergy. Even if I can't, I can still showcase it in Psychanium. Whenever a bunch of things like this spawn, just walk back. Where pubs always go wrong is they always try to, like, run forward and not give up the room they just got into. Nah, man, look at how easy it is if you just fucking walk backwards. Alright, watch this. Isn't this cool? Then we go into the slide. We hit him with the stun. Now we are out of here. Hey, look at that. We got all those guys dead. For free. God, I love strip down. Oh, and cool, we're gonna end this off on a little bit of horde. Something that you really want to always keep in mind is you always want to be at 1 grenade because of demo team and your grenade stockpile. Having more than 1 grenade... Oh yeah, also here's a fun thing you can do. You can always fight around these boxes. Really... Like, this is a good example of how to control the horde. The fact that I'm so far over here means that they can't really get to me. And whenever I get overwhelmed, I can just do this and constantly move around. And as you can see, there's really no chance of them hurting me, like, at all. And I just do this until the horde goes away. But that's going to be the 3 minutes of gameplay. So let me go into the Psychanium now. That was good. I got to show off most everything I wanted to show off. I will just put a timestamp for, for people who don't care about the gameplay and just want the build. Alright. Now, let me explain the build in depth here. And the timestamp for this needs to be about 4:10. I'll talk about some alternatives you can pick and why I do certain things. Because there's a lot of synergies here. Now, alright, this is the talent section. And I really hope nobody watched that transition period, because I really didn't have much to say. So this is where the timestamp's going to bring you to. Okay, so we don't take long shot because the damage isn't needed, and it's not really great on Columnus. The reload skills suck on the Columnus, so this is the only option. Also, the +1 stamina is huge. Shredder is the only good grenade. Do not run this build with any other grenade. At the end of the day, Shredder is the only grenade that isn't super specialized. So with this much grenade generation, it's just a constant resource that you have to keep track of. So that's going to be That's going to be the theme of this build, like min-maxing veteran, is there's a lot of skills that you have to, you have to constantly maintain. So I normally would be using Catch a Breath, but I'm using Get Back in the Fight for a specific reason I'll elaborate on in a minute. Survivalist is the only good aura. All these other skills suck. This is not good for Mercy Killer, because if you take Shredder Grenade, you have to spend 3 points just to get it. This is terrible. I have another version of this build with Field Improv, where I give up Demo Team, and I have another version where I give up Field Improv and Demo Team for Tunnel Vision. I think there's a reason for all of that, which I'll explain in a minute. So every veteran build needs these 3 nodes. If a veteran build doesn't have these 3 nodes, it's not a serious veteran build. These apply to just about everything. I'll explain Marksman's Focus as well in a second. Keep Their Heads Down is for suppression, which plays a very important role in this build. You'll see why. Demo Team on 3-Veg or High Stig will generate about 20 to 30 grenades per run. This will generate about 30 grenades per run. So in a 3-Veg Auric Maelstrom, these two nodes are contributing 60 grenades. 60 shredders for free over the course of a match is genuinely insane. Reciprocity is Veteran's best general node. Desperado just makes the knife more consistent. And Onslaught is needed to deal with armor. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. Duck and Dive. Get Back in the Fight. These are the weapons, by the way. You don't need flak or any of that specialized shit on the knife. Please, God, don't do something like Flak Maniac on the knife. That's a really bad setup. Just generic critical hit damage and flat damage to all elites will give you every significant breakpoint. Riposte, Flesh Terror are far and away the 2 best blessings. Veteran does not need Uncanny Strike on anything, especially if you're using a rapid-fire gun. And this is just like the best possible Columnus. I think these are the best possible versions of these weapons. As for curios, you're going to want to run something like this. Where am I? Okay. You're going to want to run something like this, where it is combat ability regen, sprint efficiency, stamina regen. You can change one of the stamina efficiencies into something like toughness regen speed, gunner damage resistance. That would be pretty valid. But 1 health, 1 toughness, 1 stamina. You could drop any one of these for another of another. And that would be acceptable. I wouldn't drop the stamina curio, though. Stamina ends up being too important. So why is stamina so important? Because of Strip Down. So let me just show this real fast. Strip Down, 50% stamina. You sprint with that, and you get ranged attack immunity. Duck and Dive will proc from this. So between Suppression and Duck and Dive, it leads to situations like this, where you can infinitely run past gunners. Duck and Dive plus Strip Down plus a little bit of stamina, like sprint efficiency, and you will be able to permanently run past gunners like this. So this means if you're ever caught in a bad situation, you can just run back into cover. And with your suppression nodes on a Columnus, you can then do something like this. You can effectively fight back versus gunners and start killing them. And this right here is why suppression is so overwhelmingly powerful, mind you. Because it's not good when you're fighting one gunner, but when you're fighting multiple gunners, it really destroys them. So between Strip Down, Duck and Dive, and the suppression nodes, you have the ability to effectively fight back versus any amount of gunners from any position. Now, why are we using Get Back in the Fight? Well, for this reason right here. If our toughness breaks, say we get destroyed by gunners, instead of getting permanently stun locked and just dying from it like a Reaper or gunners, we can use that stun immunity from the toughness break to start sprinting to activate Strip Down. And even if we have like 50% stamina exactly, Duck and Dive will immediately proc, and that'll give us a way out. Another way out that you can use, oh sorry, I hit the wrong button there, is this right here. If you're caught out, you can do this, and there's about a 1 frame window here where you can start sprinting again right after. I screwed it up there because I'm talking about doing this. But there's about a 1 frame window where you can dodge. You can like slide from a dodge, and you have like a 1 frame window to sprint. See, even if like, I mean, you saw I was getting actively pushed back by the Reaper bullet, and I was still able to use it, but it's very tight. It's like 3 frames maximum. But as long as you get that started, you'll start activating Strip Down. Duck and Dive will proc. You can run away from any amount of gunners. So that just explains that. So the knife with all these damage blessings, Flesh Terror, Reciprocity, and Finesse. Let me just spawn one of these guys. And let me just start dodging a bit. So you crit constantly like this. And as you can see, I mean, look at how fast this kills a Crusher. Getting these constant crit headshots, you're looking at 3 to 4 attacks. So another thing is, let me talk about the stims that you want real fast. Your stim priority is going to be red, yellow, blue, green. And this is why red is always going to be your top priority for stims. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous amount of damage. These are your top priority for stims because when you have all this combat ability regen, you can do stuff like this. You can use the shout, use the stim, and look at how many shouts you get off of one stim. This is 150 toughness for your whole team, 3 back-to-back stuns. So if your back is pushed up against the wall and you're getting rushed by Crushers and Bulwarks, this is a guaranteed way out. Oh, another reason why you want red stims is for things like this. If there's 6 Crushers, you can do something like this. Actually, wait, let me just show you in a much better light. You can do things like this. Say there's 6 Crushers running at you in a horde. Okay, well, you just throw your grenades at them. Then you proc your rending stim, and look, this is just what your grenades do to a full pack of Crushers. This is before you even start shooting them, proccing onslaught. And look, you as the veteran with this build can single-handedly deal with a pack of 6 Crushers in about 7 seconds by yourself with a red stim. Red stims are also great for boss damage. Now let me explain why Marksman's Focus. Because the Columnus struggles to one-shot Poxwalkers. You can one-shot these Groaners, but in 3veg, these guys are pretty rare. But look, you see, you cannot one-shot these guys or these guys. Now, there's going to be a lot of situations, end events, you have an ammo box, the team's not taking a lot of ammo, where you never have to use your melee and you get to shoot the entire game. Well, all you need to do to reach the one-shot breakpoint on all this trash is just sweep your gun across the horde a little bit, and you will max out your stacks. Now you one-shot these guys, and I think you might even be able to one-shot these guys. Ah, no, just barely. But you're hardly ever fighting hordes of them. It still takes one shot off. Oh yeah, this also allows you to one-shot these gunners, even with the armored ones. But you're primarily using it for this kind of situation, where there's Crushers, Maulers, this kind of stuff. Because these big armored guys always come with a horde. So all you do is, like I showed in the gameplay clip, you just shoot the horde a little bit first to build up the stacks. Then you just go over to, like, the Crushers. And, like, boom. This is what it's like with full stacks on a Crusher. You're getting about 1700 DPS. Let me just show you this again, to show you I'm not bullshitting. You know, you're looking at 1700 to 2000 DPS depending on your accuracy, crits, etc. Now, let me dump the stacks and show you how much it really adds. Because I guarantee you it's a significant increase that you aren't considering. That didn't count. I don't think I started with full ammo. Let me just... So even if we crit, we have to crit without Marksman's Focus to do less damage than Marksman's Focus does without crits. It's that significant of an increase. And as you saw, let me just change to regular real fast. The density of hordes in things like Maelstrom is, you know, it's like this. They're way stacked up. So all you have to do is something like this. And there you go. You have full stacks in literally under a second. Also, field improv is super useful because it allows you to do things like this, where, let me just explain this real fast for those who don't know. Field improv makes it so that as long as the veteran with it is alive, No, even if they can be rescued, just as long as they are alive. Every crate dropped by every player gets every effect from it. It allows crates to restore a very small amount of toughness every second. It allows them to heal purple corrupted health unless you have 1 wound maxed out. So let me show you what that's like. So look, it's going to restore my toughness here and restore my corruption. Fun fact, this toughness increase that it gives, 1, is affected by toughness regen speed, and 2, it is not consuming charges on this. This is just free. It also allows, let me spawn one real fast. Not this. Here it is. It also allows you, it also allows you to restore grenades for your whole team. Your Ogren nukes, your 5 grenades in 3 veg. Yeah, you just refill ammo and get them all back. Giving your whole team grenades back or giving one player 20 grenades back is incredibly impactful. Let's see, is there anything else that I should really go over? Oh, yeah, here's a fun synergy. This tunnel vision toughness replenishment plus toughness regen speed plus field improv, it starts healing like 3-4 toughness a second. If your whole team is set up like this, you're restoring like 4 toughness a second to everyone just by standing in the crate at no cost to its charge. You could alternatively run the Devil's Claw sword or a tactical axe or any auto gun, and this build will work. Oh yeah, something I want to talk about is your grenades. You have to, if you're going to run demo team, you have to be at 2 grenades. Or, I'm sorry, 1 grenade. Because if you get a grenade proc, let me just pull this out real fast to show you. If you get a grenade restore proc, while you already have 2 grenades, that timer in the middle that is showing you when my next grenade's coming back, it will, it will override it. Of course, the one time I want to showcase it proccing, it fucking won't. Actually, do I even... Oh, no, I don't have it on. That's probably why. Duh. So, look, let me throw a grenade. Also, this can give you an idea of how common it actually does proc, because it's... On Oryx, it's a lot more than you probably think. But look at that green timer in the middle, and you'll see that it will just stop at some point. But this is why you always want to be at 2 grenades. Thank you, demo team. This is where people get the idea that it's not good, because you'll get a fucking clip like this. I hate you. I hate you so fucking much. Oh well, if you don't believe me that it's good, you can just watch me stream or any of the 3veg videos where I go on chains and get these back. There it is. So it just takes your grenade timer away. So to counteract this, you always... I just want to point out that I got one back off that explosion right there. I fucking hate you so fucking much. Anyway, it's like it exists to fuck with you. It like exists to fuck with you. Anyway. But yeah, you always want to stay at 1 grenade. This also means that as a vet, even with all this grenade gen, it's still a valid thing to pick up grenade boxes. Because Veteran has just some of the best grenades in the game. I would never take them over an Ogren nuke, like giving those to an Ogren. But I would totally take these over a Zealot. Like their stun, especially their fire. Shredder nades are a lot better than the fire grenades. Especially once you start combining them with stims. Oh, and if you want to see what boss damage is like on this build, you have 2 ways of going about it. You have something like this. This is just your normal standard mag dump into a boss. And it takes about 16,000 health off. This would be your mag dump after building stacks. This would be like your fully juiced up mag dump. Your fully juiced up mag dump does almost 30,000 fucking damage and can half health it. This is partly why red stims are so important. If you're playing with someone using a build like this, toss them the red stim or the yellow stim. If you're about to enter an airlock, things like the yellow stim are a lot more valuable so you can spam out the shouts. Also, Jesus, yeah, that's without flak, by the way. Okay, I think that covers just about everything. You really want to optimize your grenades. Playing veteran at a higher level is all about grenade optimization, getting the most out of every grenade. The difference between a really higher level vet like me is that we're throwing like 70, 80 plus grenades every single game because, you know, I've got like the timer for it on the middle of my screen. I see, oh, I have one grenade. I'm about to regen another one. Let me just throw this one to get some value out of it. This way, even if it's a low chance, I know that, you know, this grenade's going to tick back. And if I get another one from demo team, it won't go to waste and I can start using them again. But consider this, in like Auric Maelstrom, also, I need to do this for my own sanity, just to prove to you I'm not fucking with you, that demo team is actually good at higher levels. It's the same thing with like Survivalist. So think like a dog wave, right? You actually get more hounds than this. You get 23-ish hounds. This is how many dogs spawn in a wave of dogs. So, let's see, do we get any demo team back from this? Okay, well, we got one. And let's see, do we get another? Okay, so we got one. Even if you just get one, that's still a free grenade. Every wave of mutants, every waves of dogs, every wave of poxbursters. Or if you're playing 3-veg, every wave of specialists, there's like a 30-ish% chance you're going to get one. So you know those waves that are constantly hitting you? Yeah, every time one of those waves hit, they're not only feeding you ammo for Survivalist, they're also feeding you grenades as well. Oh, another thing I want to show off real quick, but I can't really show it off. If a teammate is dogged, say, up there, you can shout them through the floor. If I had to say alternatives for the weapon rolls, you could, instead of strip down, you could use something like Fire Frenzy, but I would not recommend that. Alright, I'm gonna have a Games Workshop link, or a Games Lantern link in the description if you want to copy this.